Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Anne of Green Gables 1979. Today we're doing episode 41, Off to Queen's College.
All right,
Alrighty.
let's go.
Oh boy.
This is actually... Alright, 3, 2, 1, click. Okay, well, this is actually one of my favorite episodes because it has one of the big... fun fact, this is actually... Not only does it contain one of the big emotional payoffs in the entire show, is the end of Matthew's character arc.
Also, you want to know something about like the trivia of the day? Because I discovered it a bit accidentally. I was trying to search a bit more on my own, though, where this is not really a spoiler because it's not even tied to what this particular we're seeing, but more like the story as a whole. Pedro did mention in the previous episodes how this story is super famous in Japan. Not even the anime, just the book in general and everything. It's a testament to the fact that we probably did not pay too much attention and were mostly confused by it. Do you guys remember that schoolgirl with red/orange hair in Code Geass?
Yeah, what about her?
Shirley?
She literally called Shirley, and she's supposed to be an intentional shout-out to Anne.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, in terms of design, I could.
Yeah, so that's
see
not
that.
personality, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, though. The only thing I can see personality, design-wise, is the hair, though. I mean,
Again, Code Geass is something that I did probably to rewatch at some point, but
I mean,
it's not here or there.
She's way taller than Nam for a start.
Corano sponsor,
So?
take you there, Christmas. Oh, come on, no T-posing, Anne?
Nah. The opposing wasn't even a thing at this time.
Yes,
No,
actually.
no.
To
It
gain
was,
measurements,
actually.
it was a thing, Pedro.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait, have you never been measured for clothes?
Oh, okay. I thought you when you say T-posing, I just think of video game T-posing. That's usually...
It's
Also, I'm pretty sure Scarecrow's just T-pose by
It
default.
does.
Pretty
Also,
much.
Pedro, that one is basically for convenience sakes done by developers as a reference to that.
So get in a clothes measuring pose for dominance doesn't have the same ring to it.
Nope.
Pretty much.
I guess.
Nah.
Huh.
Imagine.
He's going out and about more often.
And why would he want to keep secrets from me? As brother and sister, we share everything. Everything.
It's such an interesting thing. The book never goes into detail about their backstory, but yeah, the overall basic theory, and then when he did try to expand upon their backstories, but it's always been assumed by every reader that their parents died, and basically they probably Marilla had to support Matthew for a while because she's the older one.
Mm-hmm.
So, ooh, Alice in Wonderland.
Wonderland.
You might remember this was actually the one of the first books that she lent to her in episode 11 when they first met.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a bit inaccurate now calling this Anne of Green Gables from this point.
We already went through the episode 39, I think, lives on this.
I mean, I guess Droop says have a point if the next few episodes are going to be at the college. Remind me.
I don't think Anne of
Well,
Queen's College is that catchy a title.
Here's the thing: that we're still in the first book, so allow me for even one more. I guess Lucy thought Anne of Green Gables and Queen's College wouldn't sound as good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anne of Green Gables, and oh yeah, she goes to Queen's College for a bit.
It's kind of similar to we all here watch Toy Story 3. It's the same exact type of topic when Andy's mom says goodbye to him while Woody watches. So again, it's always a very hard thing for parents to literally see their kids fly off the nest, as they usually say.
Pardon?
Damn.
Well, let's hear what she has to say first.
Yeah.
I like this talent. I'll adopt it.
Nobody will ever know.
Huh. I guess he's not one of those sexist pricks who only wants a boy to uphold his legacy.
Well, they're probably rich, so they have employees to take care of everything.
No, I mean he's not one of those sexist ones who goes, "Oh no, it
okay,
must be a
sure.
man who's the heir."
Sure.
So, what is this woman, like one of his maidservants or something?
No, this is Mrs. Spencer, the woman who mistakenly dropped Anne in here as instead of the boy. In case you forgot. Not that I blame you, that she's not in the book that much for obvious reasons.
Isn't it kind of unorthodox for you to go to an adopted family and say, "Oh, by the way, there's a new one here"? I mean, granted, if they've been mistreating her terribly or something, then yeah, sure, and oh god, then she would have been little orphan Annie, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this was something that was a thing at the time, because this is also in the book. So I'm guessing this was just a common thing at the time. I don't know.
A ball to be thrown in your honor. Oh, goody, one of our fantasies is coming true.
Mm-hmm.
But then...
This reminds me a bit of the final parts. Yeah, Earth to N.
Yeah.
It reminds me a bit of the final parts of the Nutcracker Suite animated adaptation from the 90s.
And then the camera pans up to reveal that it's Goober she's fantasizing dancing with, and then she screams in horror.
But
Are you sure about that, Matthew? Miss Spencer is a female.
I mean, he's already met her.
True.
I'm coming with
Seriously,
you to
no,
make sure you come out alive.
Matthew, Marilla, come on. I get that you're incredibly anxious about this, but you shouldn't eavesdrop.
I hope it's not a case of if this were a sci-fi show, there'd probably be something tragic going on where someone uses a device to twist the words into thinking, Marilla and Matthew are a bunch of losers or something like that. But only they can hear that bit.
You wasted so much of my time.
Yeah.
That's something I'm never getting back, you know.
I actually do like. Oh, look.
Told you so.
Well, then actually, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Teo. Isn't laughing good for your heart? Actually.
Depends.
Yeah, technically yes, but it is still a condition of stress. So someone with our problem, yeah.
Like, let's not forget tickling. Like, okay, let's not forget tickling is a form of torture.
Not
and
just that,
can
Pedro.
lead to
Not just
death.
that.
I guess, yeah.
People can genuinely laugh from dying. Sorry, dying
Sure,
from
sure.
laugh.
Sure. No, but like I was saying,
She
I
was
actually
not
really like.
amused.
Well, I actually really like the fact that like it was like usually in these cases you have the main character immediately refuse immediately, but they still show that she refuses it, but she's still very much fancy it with the idea, but she's still, but regardless, she doesn't. She refuses because she doesn't. At the end of the day, it's just a fantasy, and she realizes that she belongs here.
Of course. Sure seemed like you were laughing earlier.
She doesn't want to admit.
That said, I love how the adoption counselor was obviously not amused at any of this.
Yeah. No, it's just like I do appreciate that they don't completely demonize the prospect of going to this other couple. Like they actually show the positive side of it as well, instead of just this is the terrible thing that you're supposed to hate because it's not really. They actually do still. The show acknowledges it's the book does this as well. So.
Well, there you go. Dilemma dealt with.
It actually leads into something else that you're about to see. It's not quite the end of that particular bit.
Got that smug face.
Oh. With puffed sleeves, Marilla.
Okay, I do get reminding us that she's the pastor's wife, but haven't we seen her not too long ago?
We did actually. Remember, that was the dinner.
I get the feeling that Takata adds these lines in because he knows that people were watching this on a weekly basis rather than reading it right through like they do in the book. But that's fine by me. She's one of the more minor characters, so I understand the idea of wanting to reinforce the information. Oh, here we go. Best scene, one of my favorite scenes.
No long sleeves, 0 out of 10.
I think you mean puffy sleeves, Swoops?
No. The
The
narrator
narrator
said
said
long
long
sleeves.
Oh, right.
Yay.
I do commend Belinda Richardson for being genuinely into the material.
Well, as you would expect of a voice actress.
Oh yeah, but like I said, at the time, yeah, this was kind of a rare thing in anime dubs. So
Yeah, remember,
I'm not gonna say it was a rare thing, but it was okay. It was kind of like a half and half thing. I will give you that.
This is a dub in the 80s. You could count the number of good dubs on like one hand.
Sure.
Oh my god, it was actually mentioned in the early episodes.
Of course.
Everything has a payoff too, no matter how long it takes to get there. But nothing in this thing in this show is left to. It's just thrown in here before the hell of it. Work.
Work. Yeah, exactly.
God, Anne's forehead was big back then. Well, it made one person glad. Oh boy. And that was the moment when you knew that Marilla's mind had changed.
How one tiny thing can have so much repercussion.
And now here's my poem. How many times I can say bells in one poem?
Well, Tio, that is what we call the butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect, yes.
Yeah, butterfly effect, yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah, pretty much. But Marilla more so than Matthew.
So there you go. And made a believer out of Matthew.
Nice. She'll be back eventually.
She will.
So the next episode will be
The summer
Like I said-
holidays, probably.
like I said.
No.
Remember, Shiro, this is the end of the summer holidays.
Yeah,
like-
technically this is the end of summer. Sorry, sure, we can't skip the Queen's College part. We have to actually go to school now.
But that's from a different book.
So
No. Actually, no. The second book is when she becomes a teacher, Shiroi. So
Well, this could feel actually as a series finale as well.
it could, but it's not the finale.
I
of the
know,
book, so
I
we're gonna
know.
Carry on.
I mean,
So-
I'm used to reading Tolkien stuff. There are some authors who just are not conventional, in pacing an end.
So as I said last time, the next episode will be going to episode 42 of Add Of.
If the book does end with Anne back at Green Gables, then I guess a little bit of an excursion off to college, especially since, based off of the fact that we only have 9 episodes left after this, probably means that, well, book-wise, there weren't too many chapters spent away at college.
No, there weren't. No.
And I'm guessing book 2 has her living again in Green Gables, but as the new teacher.
At the end of the book, she officially becomes a teacher, and then we, in Anne of Avonlea, which is the second book, she starts off her career proper.
So
Basically.
she goes off to be a teacher in the city of Avonlea?
Yes.
Huh.
Well, we'll see how things go for that. But yeah, I absolutely adore this episode, and it's single-handedly is defined by that moment when Anne is reciting to them, because it's such a wonderful. It's for the book as well, so it applies to both book and anime. And it's such a wonderful payoff for everything that has come before, and it's the flashbacks. Everything is. And yeah, and I'm just as moved with it as Marilla is, because it's just all the characters have completely grown completely over the course of these 41 episodes, and their bond feels remarkably natural and realistic and 100% believable. And it's just and again, I also have to appreciate Takahata's addition of that monologue from Matthew, which is a great demonstration of how Matthew himself also is because Matthew hasn't shown as much change as Marilla has, but which is what Takata probably added this where Takata made it so that okay. He's always been kind of hard to believe about what they preach in the church, but now that this wonderful thing came to him, this thing made a believer out of him. And it's a really cool addition that I really like. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Again, the build-up was rewarding the patience of the viewer with a fantastic payoff. Sure, what do you think?
Just a lovely episode. Particularly that one scene, as you mentioned. I'm not sure I have anything else to say. Just curious about the next few, all things considered. So,
well, sure, there's still some loose ends to be tied.
Sure,
but we'll get to it. Taya, what do you think?
Pretty much the same as Shiroi. It's more, when it comes to the near future, it's more the fact that we do know, in hindsight, that the series is almost over at this point. So again, deciding to put this much major change in the status quo again, unless they do perform other time skips, which again, my memory is still hazy on the whole thing. So I don't know how exactly are we going to pace that?
Technically, there's no more time skips. We're going to cover her first year at college, and then she goes back to Green Gables for a holiday, and then it ends, basically. That's the basic gist of what we're going to see now.
Again, I, not being an official writer myself, I cannot know, but again, similarly to people like Tolkien, it feels that Lucy just probably decided to end the book at some point without having been a specific thing that will end, aside from one event that I do know, that I think it's towards near the end. So I guess I'll have to see in due time. This is something that I just have to see as it goes on. But no, as for the episode itself, yes, it's still very touching as well. And to give a bit of extra information for those who don't know, it is a technically known fact, but there might be someone who doesn't know. Since you did mention that speech for Matthew was actually added, Takata didn't have any particular personal reason to do so, because Japan is notorious for being a country that doesn't really promote a lot of religion, especially not really Christianity. So this kind of thing will probably, Takata felt to be added because it felt more organic with the story in itself or its own context, rather than pushing any kind of agenda. So it does feel more genuine.
One of the reasons I will argue that one of the reasons why Takahata is such a master adapter is because he completely immerses himself into the world and the thoughts and beliefs of the characters. If these characters are religious, then I can use that aspect as to enhance the storytelling in any ways that may occur.
It does. It's funny because it does remind me also yet another similarity with Pollyanna, because one of her major things that she does is to not have a person that was not okay. She does, if I recall correctly, also convinces another person who was not going to church to actually follow the pastor. But one thing that she does is to manage to kind of transform the local pastor into someone who always talks about the fire and brimstone of hell, into having his sermons more constructive and listening more to the people of the village. So again, yet another similarities of these two stories that are relatively different and yet so similar to each other. That's nice. But I think I divulged too much. Next.
It was solid. I mean, there's not much else to say, but it's kind of interesting though, especially considering we're approaching the end of the show. Just how much just how much could go wrong based on what I've heard about the source material. Not wrong as in quality-wise, but wrong as in universe.
Mm-hmm. Well, Debs, sadly, the more we grow up, the more things tend to go wrong in our lives. It tends to be the sad set of affairs.
Anyway, anything else, Debs?
No, not really.
All right, then.
Go ahead, Jova.
Yeah, good episode.
All right. All right. See you for the next one, everybody.
See ya.
See you for episode 42.